Okay, it's Technical Sergeant Thad Fogalas, and I just wanted to give you some weird stuff. Terence McKenna was a ethnobotanist who spent a lot of time in the Amazon, and he worked with a lot of plant medicines and magic mushrooms. And in his writings, he talked about time waves. Who else talked about time waves? Kondrachev. Kondrachev talked about very long time waves that had to do with the stock market. Who else talked about time, the end of time? Everything leading up to 2012. 2012 was supposed to be some kind of end of ancient Mayan calendar. That was 7 years ago. Time keeps ticking on. We're still here. It wasn't really the end of time. Or did they mean it was the end of us running our lives based upon clocks and calendars? I'm not sure what year The Power of Now came out, but that Eckhart Tolle book is all about the eternal now. Other things that have cropped up again today are Father Ernetti's Chronovisor, a book we read about 15 years ago about a priest who came across some kind of an instrument that you could look into and view history as it really happened. Then we were talking about the strange ability of the Simpsons cartoons to predict things in the future. Somebody suggested perhaps they've got a kind of chronovisor that instead of looking into the past, looks into the future. There have been certain internet YouTube commentators who have said that there are people in other dimensions who can look at timelines to decide which timeline they want to experience. I was going to say to discern. Perhaps that's what to do. Maybe that's what they're discerning. If we want this timeline, we have to do this. If we want that timeline, we have to do that. The ideas of a timeline is that, oh, yes, in the movie, the Matt Damon movie, The Adjustment Bureau, the people who are in the Adjustment Bureau could look at timelines on their iPads. That was a Philip K. Dick movie. Philip K. Dick was a very interesting person because he seemed to be able to look at odd things that seem very futuristic. Are they all going to happen to us, or are they just on a particular timeline? I would say they're just on the particular timeline he was tapped into. The timeline, I mean, I think he wrote a lot of these books around the 1960s, maybe up to 1970. So the consciousness level of the planet was different, especially before 1987. 1987 was the first time the planet had the collective consciousness of all of humanity went over 200 on the scale of human consciousness. What does it all mean? Well, some people are saying the reason that the Simpsons are so good at predicting the future is they've got these kind of chronovisors. They've got something that can see timelines. And then they see something in the future and then they put it into the cartoon. How does it affect all of you and me? If they've got these machines, it means that they can look into your personal life and see everything that you've ever done. They can see your passwords to all of your accounts, bank accounts, email accounts. Basically, it means for these kind of people, they can invade your privacy and you have no way of knowing they've invaded it. And I don't think they're the only ones. The spiritual teacher, Dr. David R. Hawkins, said that privacy is a big illusion. There's many different. He just said things are not private. Years ago, when we saw the Ascended Master Sananda through a trance channel, he wouldn't tell us individual things because he said it's basically privacy on the behalf of those people. But he didn't say that he couldn't look. So it implies that in other dimensions and other places, and maybe with sufficient technology, plenty of people can have access to everything, which opens up the question of blackmail. And how many, people of notice can be blackmailed because of whatever they've done. Blackmail is a crime, and those who do the blackmailing are criminals. What's the worst crime? The one who did something wrong, or the one that said, I'm going to blackmail you because of something you've done? The whole point is that from higher spiritual perspectives, you are not the body, and you are not doing anything with the body. It is only the ego that believes that it is doing the things that are being done with the bodies. But to get that across to the whole of humanity is a big undertaking, and mainstream media doesn't talk about it. Dr. David R. Hawkins is your consciousness researcher of the day. You can pick up his books. His videos are available for free on YouTube. Have a listen. Dr. David R. Hawkins.